welcome back to the channel, guys. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, but I figured the day after tomorrow will make an official month I've been playing this game, Frostborn. So I figured I would share with you guys my method for farming points to be able to get classes. It took me less than a month to make it to the max level of 99, which is basically all from farming wood, and then it took me less than a month to get my first level 2 class. So I will show you why it's important to know how to farm points as a free-to-play, is because these get pretty expensive. Like the next one, for I want it to be an Assassin 3, I guess is what my goal was, even though it seems like, you know, an eternity away if you're free-to-play. But anyway, I figured Rogue 2 was great for doing Odin's, so I didn't mind getting it. I'm not sure what the next one I'm going to do is, but assuming that I kept going towards Assassin 3, look how expensive it gets. Not even counting that you have to make steel plates as a free-to-play, which spenders get those pretty easily, so I'm assuming if you're trading, they're probably easy to get, but when making them, it's pretty resource taxing to make steel bars to then make steel plates. But anyway, my point is you need 2,600 mastery points. The other day, just yesterday, I needed 2,200 to unlock Rogue, and all in one day, I got the 2,200 points from scratch to go from Assassin to Rogue 2. Now, how I did that is, in simplest form, farming hats along with green forest chests. Basically meaning I farm the fiber plants and then I make hats, and then I also farm the green chests while I'm at it. So anyway, I'm going to go through that since there's actually a little bit more to it than that. That's just basically like to summarize how we do it. But anyway, the first thing that you will need is the healer class, which is unlocked at level 10. And you will need a support staff, and then you will need, I would say, 3 spears. Currently I have 1 spear, so I'm going to make 2 more. I usually don't use that many, but having 1 extra, you can just throw it away later. It's only stone and wood to make one. And then the food doesn't really matter because you can find food in the green chest. But you will need 2 of these tanning racks, and you will need 2 of these looms. And if you can't figure out why, the obvious reason is so that you can make rope with the plants on the tanning racks, and you can make these little fabrics on the loom. Alright, so once you have all 4 of those items and you have the healer class, what you want to do is go to the green forest. Alright, the green forest is the Forest of Whispers, which is right next to your camp. You want to have as much inventory space as possible. This is the biggest backpack that I can make, but if you can't make a backpack that big and you've only got the one that you start with, it's okay. Just try to have a backpack. If you don't have a backpack, just kill the wolves and get the resources for it. So anyway, as soon as you get in, the idea is basically the same as if you were chest farming. You're trying to spot the chests. You need to open at least 2 of the chests. Since our main goal is points and it's not necessarily chest farming, I really only focus on 2 chests. If I can get the 3rd chest, that's fine. And I try to kill the minimum amount of monsters possible. So here's 1 chest. What I'll do is I'll open this chest up. And the reason why you're opening 2 chests and taking all the loot is because you need to do that in order for the map to reset. Like, after I open this chest up and I take all of the loot, if I was to leave the map and come back, it would reset. And that's really why we did it, is because we need the map to reset. Alright, so now that I've gathered the chest, the map is good to reset. What I do is I make sure that my healing staff is on, since it or my support staff, since it reduces melee damage by 20%. And then what I do with my healing spells and my food is I run around and grab as many of these as I can. I don't recommend using boots or anything because you're going to get hit by so many of these monsters. And I highly recommend trying to avoid the bowmen. But what you do is you basically are just running around and trying to grab as many of these leaves as you can in the map before you get a giant mob of monsters that drains more HP than you can withstand. And don't run into rocks. That's not a good way to dodge monsters. And then if you have the food, you can eat the food while running away too. But yeah, the idea is is basically your plant farming. In the simplest form, you are trying to get as many of these plants as you can. And then the only idea of opening up the chest is to reset the map. It doesn't really matter what your health is as long as you leave. You do not have to wait 5 seconds like in a red zone or a yellow zone, and then you just re-enter. And you repeat the process. You will realize that there is not a whole lot of maps, meaning maps are repetitive. So eventually you will see like a chest and you'll know which map you've got, and you'll just remember where the other two chests are. If you can open all three chests, I highly recommend you do that because you can find leather strips. Uh, if you wanted to do the math on how much mastery points you can make from just farming the plants, it basically comes down to how many fabrics you can make, like 60 points in an hour. All right, so 10 hours of farming like that would be 600 points, but then that's not counting the loot that you get from the chest, like a leather strips. 5 of them can make you a strong pickaxe, which in turn can be turned in for 30 points. You get dragon scales, you get just a ton of stuff. You even get marks in these chests. It's really rare, but it can happen. You just keep taking the loot. Like those boots that I found, I don't recommend putting them on. I recommend just taking them back to the camp. When you go to stock your loom and your stuff with your plants, now that I have collected 2 chests, I can run around. I'm not worried about the 3rd chest. I only go for it if I see it. But when you take the trips back to make sure that your loom and your tanner is always busy, you can just take the items that you found in the chest back then. I highly recommend that if they have full durability or near close to full durability, that you just go ahead and donate the item. If it's like half durability or something, just put it in a chest for using it. It's not going to really generate you many points. And basically, the only monsters on the map that can keep up with your naked run speed is the wolves. The bow guy can hit you for a bunch of damage from afar, but as you see, there's the 3rd chest. But I'm not interested in it. I've already opened 2, and that's all I needed to open to reset the map. And then I just keep rinsing. There will come times where you don't know exactly where the chests are. If you're not sure, I highly recommend just running around and grabbing some plants while you locate them and then just exit. And since we didn't open 2 chests, it should be the exact same map. But we killed 2 birds with 1 stone, we farmed some plants, and we found out where the chests were. So now when I come back in, I can just run to where I know the chests are. And sometimes the chest will have items like that, and that is over 10 mastery points in 1 item. I've even found a frost bow in one of these chests, so you can get decent blue items. You can also get marks. Alright, so once your inventory is basically full, I grabbed, I'm not even sure what the horn does, but I'm just going to keep it since I don't have many. But basically just run around and grab, let's see, I can hold 12 more. And I think that's it. That's all I got room for. Yeah. So then we just take our inventory back to base, and you make sure to keep the loom and the tanner busy every minute that you're playing. To maximize the production of points, you would basically just keep a clock on it so you knew when to cancel your trip and go back and restock it, because mine probably emptied a while ago since it was already going when I started the video. But just to give you an idea of what an inventory looks like, These healing things aren't much use to me, but I drink them whenever I got nothing going on. So anyway, as you can see, I get a lot of scrap metal. I get random items. I got 13 straps, a couple dragon scales, and I brought back 160 plants. Okay, so 160 plants a trip is enough that I can keep all of these stocked the whole entire time, meaning before they would eat up all of the plants, I can get more plants. So that gives you an idea of how many mastery points you can make. Let's see, it takes 2 minutes to make a fabric, and you need 2 fabrics to make 1 hat. So you can make 1 hat every 2 minutes, and a hat is worth 2 points. Okay, so you are making 60 points in an hour just from doing this. That is a point a minute. And that's not counting like how these 13 straps, I'm going to convert them to 60 points basically, or this is 10 points, these are a couple of points, these are a couple of points. And it just adds up over the course of one day. You will get better drops from the chests too. And then when doing a town run, alright, so when doing a town run, you want to bring the supplies for making the hats. You don't want to make the hats at your base and then take them unless you're not making very many hats. I recommend you take supplies to make 100 hats at a time. I don't have the supplies to make 100 hats at the moment, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Enter the popular. Alright, so we're going to have to pick a class to invest in. Let's see. I think I'm just going to go with the bandit. Alright, so as you can see, that shield was 15 points that we got from the chest. And then you just make the hats right here. We brought supplies to make 60 hats, which is 120 points. Basically, you can keep track of your points based off how many fabrics you have. It takes 7 plants to make 1 hat. But that's not a good measurement because you can farm more plants than you can turn into fiber or fabric. I myself was at first looting the zombies that I was killing while farming to try and find fabric on them too, but then I realized that that was just taking down from my time to be able to just grab the plants and exit the map. Alright, so just like that, if I do, let's say 10 of those runs in one day, that's over 1,000 points. That's not even counting the straps being turned to strong pickaxes for 30 points for each 5 straps, where as you've seen I got 13 straps in one trip. That's also not counting that I'm so noob that I like to keep some of the gear that I find. Instead of just donating every single piece of gear that comes from the chest, some of it I actually keep. Just recently I started filling chests with the items that I was getting from the chest, like basically everything in this box, everything in this box, everything in this box was all found from those chests. Yeah, even these items here, like I found my first staff of blessing inside a green zone box. Like, so not everything that I find do I donate, but in one day of solid doing the farming the plants and making hat materials, meaning the real trick is just keeping these things right here busy. Like, as you can see, I'm failing to keep that one busy while I was off making hats. Just come back and grab the supplies and restock it. And then I just repeat the process. I have more food now. I didn't use 3 spears, I only used 2, but like I said before, always take the extra one. And you're trying to get your run to be 20 minutes. So that way that you can come back and restock your loom. And that's it for today's video, guys. So hopefully everyone who was struggling to know how to get points free to play, you know, if you weren't rich and able to trade for leather straps so that you could make strong pickaxes to level your classes, all you got to do is what I've just showed you. Just grab all the plants, reset the map by opening the chest, go grab all the plants again, rinse, repeat. Eventually the chest drops will also equal a massive amount of points on top of the 600 points in a day from just grabbing the plants. And it makes it fathomable if you're able to get close to 1,000 points or over 1,000 points a day. Then you can start unlocking the classes that seem like they're incapable of getting to free to play in any timely manner. But anyway, like I said, the day after tomorrow will make my 1 month playing, so look forward to a couple more videos coming here soon. I have acquired some information to share in the month that I've been playing. So anyway, thanks to everyone who's been watching my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.